Hey everybody, Coach DP here, and as I said, one of the reasons why I started LovePrints was just to give myself the freedom to be thankful in ways that were meaningful for me. Statements that were made about people who had affected me in a positive way over the course of the years, and again, whether it's parents, players, coaches, mentors. The simplest thing that we can do is to often say thank you, even if they don't necessarily want you to. But in this particular case, it's one where I wanted to say thank you. I needed to say thank you, because in the sports world, whether it be from the coaching aspect, the players aspect, the media aspect of it, what gets lost in it are the people. And too often we talk about the coach as the coach and how he wins games. We talk about the coach and how he goes about it. We talk about the player and how they athletically excel. And we don't talk about the things that make them human, the people in that. And those of you who know me know that I like to say that great people make great coaches and great coaches make great people. And in this particular case, it's absolutely true. And I find that those coaches who love in action and action and love have success. And we're all a blend of all the coaches and super people in our lives and in our world. And this person certainly falls in that category. I was introduced to him early in life. And he was iconic. He was a North Star for how things were done the right way, and he was the perfect example of the plan, and having a plan, and executing that plan, and being aware of that plan, and speaking of that plan on a constant basis. And then as I became an adult, and my sports life took me all over the country, no matter where I went, the whispers of this man were there. His seedlings became trees, and those trees grew foundation, and people based their lives off of this. The legacy of players that have come through his system, and the legacy of coaches that have come through the system, I learned about it at a very young age, and then those things were put in reorbit of my life, because no matter where I was, no matter what I was doing, somebody from his tree was there, and somebody with his voice was speaking his words. And so you pay more attention to him, and then as life would have it, it took me back to where I grew up, and for whatever reason, the sports gods put me in a place that was his. It had his name on it. And luckily, fortunately, blessedly, he created time. He accessed his wisdom and shared it openly and constantly. And what became more important was his friendship, because he stood for me when a lot of people wouldn't and couldn't. He spoke for me when a lot of people couldn't and wouldn't. And when there's somebody with that kind of depth of good in them speaking on your behalf, you have to take that as gospel, and then you have to work from that. And that's what I did. So the words that were written, I hope you take time to read the words that were written. These spoken words are just appetizers to how I feel about the man. He is an amazing man. He happens to be an epic coach. I think that's way more important and carries way more volume. So I found out that he was really good friends of my favorite coach. And it makes perfect sense, because they were brothers in arms, and they were put in the path to add to those lives that they were charged to and tasked to lead, and they did it in an impeccable, epic way. So it's just my 2 cents. I wanted to be able to say, hey, Coach Red Jenkins, thank you for you. Thank you for all of your players. Thank you for all of your students. Thank you for all the coaches that you put in. Thank you for all the systems in play. And thank you for all the love. For each and every smile, for each and every story, for each and every pat on the back and attaboy. Thank you. From all of us, but especially from me. You are legendary. That's today's Love Print. Thanks, Coach.